Hi. This meditation is here to support you and guide you as you create your life as an artist, entrepreneur, creative, maker of things. I've adapted this meditation from a talk by Dr. Joe Dispenza that I personally listen to each morning as I meditate. I also do breath work with this meditation and I journal. So I invite you to do the same if that calls to you, or just sit and bask in the words that I'm about to speak over you. Creative. We wake up to a world that teaches us that creativity is frivolous, only for the few, that we will never be good enough, that we shouldn't try because it'll be cringe and embarrassing. Too many of us wake up to our inner critic chatting non-stop, regurgitating our doubts and fears and insecurities. We are waking up each morning and thinking about our problems, our lacking, our self-doubt, the scarcity. And these thoughts are circuits and memories in the brain. So the moment we start off our day, we begin it in the past. We begin it with all these old stories. We begin it with all these practiced patterns that keep us small and sad and lonely as creatives and as humans. If we believe that we are never going to finish any of our projects, if we believe we aren't good enough, that we don't deserve creative success, these thoughts impact our lives, even though they are not true. These thoughts, this programming, leads to a very, very predictable future. We go through a series of routine behaviors when we wake up, and we do the same things. We fire the same emotional buttons, the same neural pathways, and these thoughts and stories have become the routine. They've become the basis of our lives. They're the program, and we have lost our free will to this program, to the conditioning of our stories. Most people spend their lives living in past trauma, living in survival, and living in stress, always anticipating the worst case scenario based on past experience, based on past stories. We are emotionally embracing our own creative failure before the day has even begun. And we're addicted to the rush of these emotions. Even if the emotions are painful and harmful, as they often are, we're still addicted to them. So that means when it comes time to try and change, and we decide we're going to create, we're going to share our art, we are going to step into the unknown. But then the unknown, stepping into the unknown it's too scary. And it is safer to step back into the old programming. It is much safer to listen to that inner critic because we know them. It is much safer to be held by old patterns. I truly believe no one does anything as vulnerable as artists and creatives do. We make something, we put a little bit of ourselves into a creation, and then we share it with the world. So it is no wonder that so many of us find safety in these old thoughts, in the old patterns and programming. That yes, they keep us from our art, but they also keep us safe from vulnerability. But this sort of safety is suffocating, and it is not what you are born for. You are here to create and make impact and be seen and be witnessed and be appreciated. The safety of your old programming, it's keeping you small, and you are not here to be small. It is absolutely time to take up space. It is time to rewrite this programming. And this is part of what this meditation is about. So if the best way to predict your future is to create it, not from your known, from your old stories, but from the unknown, we have to ask ourselves now, what thoughts do we want to fire and wire in our brain? What behaviors do you want to demonstrate today? And then we have to rehearse these new thoughts and feelings. What does it feel like to create abundantly? Like, feel that. Feel it in your body. What does it feel like to make impact with your art? What does it feel like to have an internal monologue that supports you and loves you? If you're present with these feelings, with these rehearsed feelings, the body doesn't know, it's only the imagination. The body can't tell what is a real emotion and what is not. Feelings are feelings. We are reprogramming the brain. The brain is no longer a record of the past, it is a map to your future. We're going to teach our body what the future feels like. What does it feel like when you create something you love? Like, sit with that. Like, what does it feel like to believe in yourself? What does it feel like to be living an abundant, creative life that you deserve, that you've made for yourself? Practice it right now. Sit in that feeling. We cannot wait for the external situation to change. We cannot wait to be chosen. We cannot wait for someone else to think we are worthy. This is a problem so many creators have. We have to cause an effect. We're not victim to our external circumstances. As artists, like, nothing is more important than picking yourself, coronating yourself, giving yourself permission to chase the creative life, to take up space, to create with joy. Because if you think, and we do, 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and they are the same thoughts as yesterday, those thoughts lead to the same actions, and the same actions create the same consequences create the same emotions. It's such a brutal pattern. But the beautiful news is that you are a creator. You get to imagine a new future. You get to create your future. You, more than anyone, creator, can do this. You are here to bring new things into being. No one's more imaginative than you. If this creation process feels too much this morning, if creating new things feels a little out of your reach, I'm just going to ask you to sit in the present moment and notice, because noticing is so important too. Because too many of us become completely unconscious to the inner critic, to the way they chat their toxic stories into your ears. We're so used to it, it becomes us. We can't see the difference between us and them. We become too familiar with the thoughts of the old self. So when we notice that these are just stories, when we notice these narratives and this old programming, we win. So if it's feeling too much, I just want you to notice the programming as you sit with me today. It's a huge triumph to do so. We learn the most about ourselves when we are uncomfortable. And creatives are always uncomfortable because we are always doing something vulnerable. But when we are uncomfortable, that's when we are most vulnerable to old programming coming in. It makes artists so vulnerable because we are so vulnerable. So if we don't have the ability to notice our old stories, if we don't have a vision of our future, a vision of who it is we are becoming and what we are making, we are going to fall into those old patterns again and again and again. Discomfort is such a big part of the artist's life, and we have to acquaint ourselves with it and make sure we're not constantly falling back into old patterns. Because if you're not defined by a vision of the future, you are left with old programming, and you will live a very predictable life. You will use your first draft of your novel to reaffirm your belief that you're a shitty writer. You will use rejection from gatekeepers, from agents, to reaffirm that you're undeserving. You'll use friends as a belief system that you can't do anything interesting with your life. We will use the external. You will need and use the outer world to feel something. We have to be greater than our environment to thrive as artists. So right now, let's disconnect from everything around us, from our outer environment. Let's sit in the moment. Now, let's settle our body into this precious, holy moment. Your body will be looking for a predictable chemical state, but we are just going to notice and come back to this moment now. Your will is getting greater than the program. I'm going to speak some proclamations over you as we close this meditation. And I just want you to receive them and notice how they make your body feel, and to use them as you create your future. We need your art. We need your art. You create abundantly. You create abundantly. You are incomparable. You are completely and utterly incomparable. It is time for you to take up space. Your art is the antidote to so many people's pain. Your commitment to your art is a commitment to the world becoming a fuller and more magical place. I'm going to say that one more time. Your commitment to your art is a commitment to this world becoming a fuller and more magical place.